It's time for another arena run. We have the choice between Mage, Druid, and Warrior. I think I'm going with Mage, just because I haven't played her yet in this channel. I did do a run of Mage off stream, but it didn't go so well, so let's try it again. Sora dormant for 2 turns. When this awakens, reduce the cost of all dragons in your hand by 4. Seems too slow. You don't want to spend 5 mana to do something 2 turns later. You could be dead by then. Egwin the Guardian. Spell damage +2. The next minion you draw inherits these powers. I don't think it's strong enough. But the third legendary, Matron Protectorate. After you cast a spell, deal 4 damage, randomly split among all enemies. I think I've seen this legendary quite a bit in these arena runs. It's like kind of weak in my opinion. Even if you have 2 mana, like the best case scenario is you have 2 1-mana spells, you play this and you deal 8 damage split among all enemies, but that's for 10 mana. So it just seems a little bit slow. It's hard to say. I think it's between these two. Of course the spell damage is kind of nice, because you can kind of like burst your opponent down. So I'm tempted to pick this one. If you draw a cheap minion with this, you potentially play cheap minion plus Molten Rune and it just deals a ton of damage to face. So I guess that's the game plan. Archaeologist, Snap Freeze, Cram Session. So Cram Session does synergize well with her legendary. Archaeologist is... I guess it could be good. I'm not sure if I'm picking up any secrets in this run. I think we go with the Cram Session. I also sometimes pick up Lab Partner, so that's also a potential synergy, but I think card draw is important, so let's pick up something. Here let's go with Spellslinger. These other two aren't good at all. Sunspot Dragon is so good, but so is the card draw here. I think you just have to go with this. You could win games just off of top decking Sunspot Dragon. I have to pick this up, I think. I really like the Servant, though. I wish I could pick both, but I'm just going to go with that. Oh, so it's between Crowd Prez or Blast Mage. Since we are playing a very slow Mage deck, I think Blast Mage is okay. So we're going to have big hands. Big hand sizes. Let's go with that. Here I'm tempted to pick up the Taint Remnant. Works well with our Burn Mage deck and some elemental synergy. These other two are kind of mediocre. This is also mediocre if you don't get elemental stuff, but it's early enough in the draft. I'm tempted to go with the Hippogriff here. Emissary is a 4/4, and we have one dragon that we don't really want to keep in our hand. We just want to play this one at quick draws. Tower Sergeant doesn't really fit in our deck. I'm going to go with the Hippogriff. Even if this doesn't get the honorable kill, just having a 5-mana 3/7 rush doesn't seem horrible. And I mean, this one doesn't also seem horrible. Like, if we're curving out a 2 and a 3, Tower Sergeant is going to go off at least half the time. I think we need something that just does something right away, like a rush minion. Just the 2-drop probably, because we don't have any 2-drops right now. So Flame Geyser works well with Tainted Remnant, and also the idea of playing our legendary and burning our opponent down. Oh, easy Rune of the Archmage. Here we finally get the Meddlesome Servant. You could just play this as a 3-drop. In the late game, gives you tons of cards, so you don't run out of fuel. Very good. I like the runes here. If I had the Arcanologist, this would be probably a snap pick. But now it's probably just the Viper. It's also tradable, which is a plus. Bloodguard has the best stats here, so picking that up. There we go. Molten Rune. I don't like Soul Freeze here. I don't like any of these cards, but it's probably just the Gaslight here. The issue is you just don't want to play this guy on 3 if you have a good hand. Yeah, it's a 3-mana 3/4. It's all we're really hoping for. Here we go with the Wormweaver. Works well with Flame Geyser. And if we're going second, works well with the coin. Plus we don't have 4 drops. Here I think we just pick up Fireball. Nothing really too fancy, just holding these burn spells in our hand to finish off our opponent seems nice. We do need removals, so that's why I like the Fire Sale. But I also like the Snow Flurry to activate our Elemental. And we need 2 drops. Another Spellslinger, that's good. Could be the Penflinger. Could also be the Shivering Sorceress, because it's a 1-mana 2/2. Penflinger would synergize well with our cheap spells that we get from Spellslinger. We also have 1 Flame Geyser and 1 Cram Session. I think it's just this, though. It's a 1-mana 2/2 with a good upside. I like having a couple of these big cards at the end. I don't think Drakefire Amulet is amazing. We just need some sort of hard removal, and that's what Flame Lance does for us. And just the Loot Hoarder. I mean, actually, it could be the Mantle Shaper. Even if it gets reduced once, it's still pretty good. And do we have enough card draw? We have some card draw. We have a couple of tradable things, and we have Servant, Cram Session. But I think putting out a 5/5 is also good. Guess here we go with another Fireball. You know, back in the day, you would be super excited to get Fireballs because this was like one of the best cards in Arena to finish your opponent off. But now with the power creep, I don't even know if this is that good anymore. So no mechs. The second Flame Geyser is probably okay. We have a lot of spell synergy. But then I'm also tempted to pick up some card draw. Looks like the excavate stuff isn't super good here. We only have one blast mage. I'm still gonna pick up the cryopress. Just another one of these, not bad. Okay, here I'm gonna pick up the loot hoarder. Or do I pick up counter spell? Unfortunately, no mechs. I don't think counterspell is that good. I could be wrong. Like obviously it can be a very high payoff. No, I don't know. I'm just gonna go with the loot hoarder. Okay, so we don't have enough 2-drops, do we? No, not nearly enough. With 2 fireballs already in the deck, I think I'm going with this. Just so we have some minions to play. No secrets, unfortunately. Part of me regrets just picking up the runes, but I don't know what I picked it over. I definitely need another 2-drop. But I also like the tram mechanic here. Something early to play as well. Alright, here I think it's an easy holy book. So we're more of a control deck, and we only have a couple of expensive things. So I think picking up another holy book won't make our deck too hard to play. And this is one of the cards that can turn the game around. I think in HS replay, this is the spell with the.
Your soul shall be mine.
You asked for it.
So with Warlock, we have our 1, 2, and 3. I think we just try to play on curve, maybe. Let me try it. Let me just try keeping the 1, 2, and 3 and playing it in this order. Now, obviously, it feels crappy playing these cards when they don't get their value. But sometimes you just need to put the minions on the board so you don't get overwhelmed. So I could coin ping that. But I'm okay just developing this. It reduces this cost, and we already have, like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel great playing that. So I could coin ping, next turn play this. It's okay, I think I just play this. Obviously my opponent's going to trade this. But you know, this spell is very good, and having it reduced is also nice. You can keep the coin for it, maybe. Alright. Despite not getting its full value, I'm playing the Meddlesome Servant anyways. I either do that or play mediocre turns, so I'd rather just play the minion with decent stats. And I'm nowhere close to finishing this anyways. Okay, we get that. I think we just go Spellslinger plus Tram Mechanic. See if we get an answer to this. Is that worth playing on there? I could push 3 face damage. And we also have the Rune of the Archmage coming. I think it's worth it. This allows us to play a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, this puts a lot of pressure on him. I'm sure I can save the Obliterate, but that 4-5 is going to value trade into these minions. Oh, okay. Big removal. That allows me to develop this, I guess. No, that's not so bad for us. It looks kind of bad, but our opponent had to kill off his own 2-2, and he spent his entire turn doing that, which means he has an empty board. Okay. So I think what I do is probably... Yeah, so if I play the Barrel of Sludge, it lands on the 2-2. Therefore, it's just like a waste of 3 mana. If I play Egwin, he's going to be very, very inclined to kill it. Probably just play these two then. This allows us to play the Rune next turn. Just go face here. And having the spell damage with the Rune of the Archmage is just so good. Hold on, so I want to just make sure. I don't think the Ogremancer summons a 2-2 every time this thing casts a spell. Like, it's going to summon 1/2/2 at the beginning. But since the spell is casting the spells, it doesn't trigger this guy's effect, hopefully.
Almost out of time.
Sure. This has the spell damage, but I'm just playing this. It's hopefully going to clear his whole board. Yes. It's going to draw me cards. Explosive runes. Ice barrier. Oh, that's useless. Hey, that's not bad. Cleared his board and drew me 2 cards. And put 2 secrets into play. That's pretty good. My opponent's going to start being a little scared and thinking that it might be counterspell.
Can you feel the gift of the sun?
Okay, so what we can do here is Bloodguard, which has the spell damage, and Sludge, so deal 6 damage to this. Or can Bloodguard, Flame Geyser, Ping. I wonder if I should play the Snow Flurry as well. So there's quite a few things we could do. I think we should make good use out of the spell damage, though.
With every strike, we will strike back harder.
So the question is, do we want to play the 2/3? We have this in case we draw the remnants. And next turn we can draw using this Panthera. I think it's okay just getting the minion on the board. I'm trying to play more for tempo in this game. Oh yeah, it also works super well with Bloodguard, so that's another incentive to develop the minion. My opponent used already Dark Bomb, Hellfire, and he had to freeze this Hippoglyph, so I'm assuming he's a little desperate. The only thing I'm lacking though is card draw, which makes me kind of wish I picked up the Dragon Fire Amulet, since I get a big card to play, which means I don't need to draw as many cards. But we'll see. Maybe this pressures him enough. Okay. So Sludge kills that. What should I do first, though? So this is 3, 6,
What to do? What to do?
and maybe I draw a card. Let's draw the card first. Oh, snap. I'm really tempted to play this now. Yeah, I mean, it's only good for one turn, right? And if this thing dies, I can just draw another minion, play it, and then play the Sludge. See, this is why I picked up Sunspot Dragon. You can have insane swing turns like this.
Almost out of time.
Bubba. That's not going to be enough. What else does he have? Oh. That ordering is a bit strange. What if he discovered something really good, like... Yeah, anyways. 5, 6, 7... 7... Can make it 9 by pinging my own guy. And then the Sludge has a 50-50 of killing him or the 2-2. Oh, this draws 3 cards. I think we should start with this. Probably gives us lethal. So Molten Rune is definitely lethal. See? This deck is actually good. I was thinking of picking up the 8-mana dragon, and I'm like, wait, isn't spell damage really good on Mage? And turns out...
You asked for it.
I may want to just keep this hand. I think it was a bit silly. Like, this might be the mistake of the run. It's a bit silly to pick cryopreservation because I only have 2 excavates. If I could go back, I'd probably pick something else. Oh, nice. We get something to play on too.
Happy New Year! Shiny, my shiny!
I think we're just playing the 2-3.
X marks the spot.
I could have also Flame Geysered that and played a 1-2. It's going face. Alright, now we definitely ping that. Maybe we don't, actually. I'm not sure. I could also just use the Molten Rune. Nah,
Dead or alive.
I'm gonna develop a minion. Oh, this is pretty good. Okay.
Toyland lubber. Oh, that's sweet of you. Toyland lubber.
Is that Counterspell? Maybe? Well, we have this for next turn. So I think... let's just check for Counterspell first. It's not. So now we can play this Elemental to get the Tainted Remnant active for next turn. Might be Objection. Azurite Vein. Enjoy your 1-2.
Toyland lubber.
Job's done.
It's funny how bad that Azurite Vein just was. But yeah, now we have this thing active. It's going to deal tons of damage to whatever he puts on the board.
I did it.
We're probably not using the Gaslight until late game. Please hit this at least 3 times. Oh, even better. This is a very good spell. I can combo this with Spellslinger, and it can deal up to 9 damage to 3 minions.
Nobody attack me.
I think we're just going to push face damage. She's so low, and we have the Molten Rune and stuff like that. I may just want to cast the Molten Rune this turn. Maybe not. Okay, let's first see what we get from Spellslinger. Oh, that's good. We'll be at 6 mana next turn. That's okay, right? Oh, we got 2 Shivering Sorceresses. We probably just play 1. And just go really aggressive. Or let's play both of them. Okay, but the punish is that 4 mana 4/3,
What to do?
which deals 2 to all.
What to do?
So maybe I just play 1.
Me
And
tusks.
since he is very low, I'm just going to push all this face damage. And if we find the spell damage, she's already in lethal range. Or if I find any one of my 2 fireballs, it's lethal range. Not next turn, but I guess. But essentially what my opponent has to do is full clear my board and also somehow heal. Hopgar, that's pretty lucky. He can kill 2 of my guys and heal for 8. Okay, we have a lot of burn damage right now. So I have to spend 3 more spells to draw 2. I think we can just go with the Molten Rune face. I want to see what I get. We had an Arcane Shot. So we play this. Reduces one of these 2.
Won't stop shattering.
Ping. Go face. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have access to Fel spells, because that would suck. But now we have 4 burn damage in hand. If we draw our spell damage minion, that becomes 8 damage burn. Oh, please don't win. Oh, really?
Punched by a giant dwarf?
So I guess I just kill that.
What to do? What to do?
This is not so good here. Kill this. I want to cast 2 more spells and just draw cards, right? So maybe I just play these 2. I would save this for the spell damage.
Time runs out on me.
I would do that, but I think now's not the time, because he just healed to full, basically. Okay, we can gaslight this. Like, we have a lot of cheap stuff we can toss away right now.
There. Nobody there.
Oh, nice, I got the Holy Book. I drew back our Flame Elemental. Yeah, I think this Gaslight was actually pretty good. Got some playable stuff.
Consider this a house call.
It's gonna Hero Power or play Weapon. Okay, I probably want to remove that somehow. I mean, this Rune of Archmage probably removes it. But I could Bloodguard plus Shadow, Shade Leaf. Maybe I save the Rune for when he has more minions on board. And Holy Book could be for if he plays something like a containment unit.
Do.
The situation's not dire enough for us to do that yet.
Every strike.
And we get a 7 cost, or get a 1 cost, deal 7 to a minion. That's handy. What do you have? Execute? Oh, that. You see, this is why I like that card.
Muzzle their magic.
I mean, I'm still just gonna kill it with this. Or I could play the rune. So I think maybe the play is just kill this, play the Hippogriff, make it Wind Fury, just go face.
What
I'm
to
s
do? What to do?
we don't really need to play the rune. Let's do that. This, ping, honorable kill. I know you can just kill it, but it's okay.
Don't have rings. Use some sludge.
Just consider it a 5 mana 3/7 rush. It's all right as it is. Now I have 2 fireballs, so yeah, my opponent's gonna have to heal again. Are we in lethal range? We deal 13 with fireball, fireball, ping. 18, 20. Wait, we're in exact lethal range. Okay, so my opponent's making big misplays by not discovering first. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what you do right now, because I can just kill you. So let's do that. How about that? 13 damage worth of burn.
For it.
Against Rogue, I like to keep the Taint Remnant in hand. We do have 3 potential draws for elementals. I may just ditch the Meddlesome Servant because I want to play this later on, when I already have played the 5 spells. We have our Spell Slinger, which is already... but yeah, I think we just get rid of the Tainted Remnant, because if we don't find a 2-drop, we'll just fall so far behind. Obviously, it's a very strong card, but if I don't already have the Elemental Synergy, it's kind of meh. Oh, I could play this to reduce Molten Rune down, and that gives us more potential for bursting with Aegwynn. Obviously, I start with just forging that, and next turn I play the Spell Slinger. But I guess Crowd Preservation is not so bad if you can get the rock out of it.
Wanted, dead or alive.
Because that's just even more burn. Bloodlust. Yeah, I mean, if I have 2 or more minions on board, just use this to push the face damage.
2 is company.
That's a very good card to play against this. Oh, we could just freeze it. Freeze, play the 1, trade the Sunspot Dragon. Worry about the 4/1 later. Never get that. It's not bad.
Me, tusk won't stop shattering.
Might even Bloodlust next turn with the Trog. Get some good trades in.
We are the sword in the shadows.
Right, so if I Trog plus Bloodlust, Trog is going to have 5 damage. This is going to have 5, this is going to have 6. This is awkward. I'm essentially just playing this for Yeah, these are like very awkward to Bloodlust with. So maybe I just start off with the Spellslinger. I could ping, play the Trog, play a 2-drop, and go face. Or I can just ignore this, but that kind of sucks. I can trade into my 3/4. I don't know. Maybe look for something with the Spellslinger first.
Wanted, dead or alive.
Another Cryoprez. What am I freezing though? Probably the 4/1. Nah, let's freeze this. Let's freeze that. And we get a... Oh, that's not bad. That's really not bad when we have 3 minions on the board.
Glory! I'm here.
Wow, that's good. It's very awkward here. Now we're very behind on the board.
What to do? What to do?
I think we just use the Molten Rune here, as much as it sucks. And I probably Trog into that, plus ping. It's not an ideal turn for sure. Oh, that's actually not bad for me. Another Shadow Pan Rider, though. Ouch, so how much health do I want to spend? I mean, the nice thing is I can spend as much mana as I want on spells now. So we can Fireball ping that. Let's start with this. Ah, I should have maybe played the Wormweaver first, or at least considered it. Okay, so first I can play the Eggwin and then Fireball that.
What to do? My powers are never truly gone.
And then ping this. You know what? I should have gotten this thing out. I don't know what I'm thinking. Like, obviously I don't want to spend that much mana on it. Maybe this?
Mind if I roll knee?
I'm going to spend 5 more health to draw. I think that's okay. It's a weird turn. I think I could have done this better. It's probably, the play was probably Wormweaver, 1 mana spell, Fireball, and then I would have had 2-3 worms.
From your passion shall rise light.
Ugh, don't like that. That's active. That's nice. So unfortunately, last turn's play did make me very low on health. But my opponent's also low.
I wonder.
Flame Lance is definitely going into that. I guess we just draw. Oh, we've got to be very close to lethal. So that's 8 plus 4. Yeah, we just need to survive for a few more turns. That's all we need to do. Because this thing has spell damage on it, so we can do so much burst. That turn where my minions costed health instead of mana was really difficult to pilot. It's hard to say how much health you want to be at, but I'd say like 15 is probably safe for Rogue.
Give me your best shot.
Oh, okay. That thing always scares me, but thankfully it can't honorable kill anything. So how much damage do we have? 4 plus 6, which is 10, plus the Bloodlust, which is 16. Good game. Actually, this thing has spell damage. Look how much burst we can do. Wait, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, let's just count damage.
Don't have grease. Use some sludge.
Whoop. We have another 8 damage, another 4 damage. So we're 6 above lethal. Nice. You see? This pickup was actually good. If you just survive, you can do so much burst damage. Obviously in that game I got lucky with the Tendril. Ooh, we're against Shaman.
You asked for it.
I almost want to just keep the Rust-Rot Viper in case my opponent has the 9 Frogs guy. That would really suck for me. But if you have the Rust-Rot Viper... Okay, my problem with that though is I'm playing around a legendary minion. What's the chance he has this at 3 wins? I'm going to keep it anyways, just because it's a good 3-drop, but I'm going to really think about whether or not I should save this. Like, it could just lose me the game by not playing a 3-drop. Oh, do I want to save this for turn 4 so I can play the Remnant? It's hard to say. I don't think we do.
You can't stop this snowstorm.
It's going to be so awkward if I don't play it this turn, unfortunately. Okay, so now the question becomes, do I play the Viper? Or do I save it? You know what? I'm just going to play the Viper. I hate it. I hate doing this. But I just can't. I can't play around a legendary minion. Especially at 3 wins.
Hang on! It's a rocky ride!
Don't have grease. Use some sludge.
Yeah, my turn 4 is awkward, fortunately. Let me just ping face. Yeah. Every point of damage counts. Are you serious? Okay. I mean, at least it wasn't the 9 Frogs guy, but obviously that's very strong. Well, what's the play here? Ping this. Play the sludge. Play this? No, I can't do that.
What
I guess we just play the minion, and then next turn we can blast Mage.
my powers are never truly.
This is not ideal. Living Prairie is such a strong unit. And, like, now I'm kind of glad I played the Viper on turn 3. Because, you know, I definitely would have been screwed if I didn't do that. And I'm probably still screwed. Yeah. I am still screwed. That's got the spell damage. So even if the Blast Mage kills these 2 cows, I'm still taking 9 and I'm probably dead. My only out is playing Spellslinger and, like, getting some AoE. Okay, I'm probably screwed now. I'm just dead.
You
Here I think I'm just keeping the Tram Mechanic. I would keep Flame Geyser only if I also had the Tainted Remnant, but I don't.
Don't have reach. Use some sludge.
My opponent could coin Ping, but I'm okay with that.
Get moving.
You can't stop this snowstorm.
We're just going to put minions on the board to pressure my opponent. And if he pings, that's okay, because that means he's not putting out minions. I think I just get rid of this hand. It's not very good.
is someone there? No, nobody there.
No problem.
Did I seriously get like 2 out of the 4 cards that I got rid of? That's pretty funny. So it does seem like next turn the Tainted Remnant's coming out. Unless this was a top deck, that's probably the reason he didn't play this on 2. So this turn, I think I just want to develop another minion, and Flame Geyser push face damage.
Wanted, dead or alive.
I am kind of playing this like an aggro deck, because I don't want my opponent to do some fancy stuff in the late game.
You fight me, you get burned.
That's not going to do very much.
Turn it up.
Oh, well, that's kind of lucky, but whatever. Ooh. Playing this on curve is nice. And I think we just freeze it so he can't value trade.
With every strike, we will strike back.
So any reason to go face, or any reason not to go face. You can take this value trade, but it's frozen, so it's whatever. And I'm putting my opponent low. We also have a lot of burn in our hands. The trading just doesn't make sense here. Like, what's the punish? There's really no punish for not trading. He's just dead next turn, I think. This is why you have to put out minions in the early game. You just get run over like this. This is a slow mage deck, but I'm playing it like an aggro deck, and it actually kind of works.
You fight me, you get burned.
Alright. Hopefully he doesn't get lucky here. Oh. Oh. Wow. Okay. Let's play the Glaciate. This could get like a Ragnaros. Okay, so what do I freeze? I'm freezing the 3/3 here. Go face. Oh! Ragnaros knows the place. He knows that face is the place. My opponent wasn't dead last turn, he's definitely dead this turn.
I will not weather away so easily. Fight with honor.
I haven't faced Paladin in a long time. I like this hand. So Trap Mechanic or Shivering Sorceress. I think this is clear, because it gives us the flexibility of playing Flame Geyser for free.
Tusks won't stop shattering.
This is why I like this card so much. You put out a 2/2 on turn 1, which lets you snowball ahead on board, and you also get a very good upside. Like, this is an actual upside that's non-negligible.
Must protect little bot.
Surely I just freeze that and ignore it.
You can't stop this snowstorm.
We don't trade here because we have the free kill with the 2/3. Wow, okay. Slow turn 2. It's good for us. Fortunately, we didn't get any good draws.
Don't have reach.
So, next turn we get to play Wormweaver plus free Flame Geyser. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that makes this play a little awkward, but we're still doing it. There's no place where we Flame Geyser face, because these 1/1s can easily trade into our Mana Worms and stuff. And because at the moment he can kill one of our Mana Worms, I'm gonna trade one of these 2/2s in. Also helps to play around stuff like Consecration. This goes face. Actually, for Consecration, maybe I should also hit this into here, but that might be playing around it too much. Consecration? Or oh, it's the prismatic. Well, now I really regret not trading that in. We play this and this. Next turn we do the Tainted Remnant thing. I regret that. I should have thought about Prismatic Beam, because I forgot that card existed. So if I hit the 2/1 into the 1/1, it would have left a 3/1 alive, and that's a big deal. Could be a game-losing play. But yeah, the reason why I didn't do that is because I just forgot the card existed.
I must move quickly.
Okay. So this is very good against that. Hippogriff is too. This is our only chance to play this card. Please, three shots into there. Oh, I got lucky. Now he's almost dead. So thankfully we... Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's too late at this point. So we're definitely gonna... He's at 15. We didn't have lethal on board, but with the Hippogriff and Sludge we had lethal in our hand. We have a Warlock matchup. Sort of want to get rid of this just to... Or not this, get rid of the Wormweaver. Just to see if we can get a discount on the spell. Like, sure, this is a good card, but without a cheap spell like Flame Geyser, it's probably worth tossing. Warlock does make me a little scared. Because Sludge on Wheels exists, and that trades very well into the Sorceress. So I think we play this over this, because he might have like Mortal Coil or Smokestack.
Won't stop shattering.
Oh! That's a little scary. Next turn for him could be Coin Sludge.
Job's done. Buying or selling.
No, thankfully we're lucky. Yeah, let's play this.
Wanted.
See what we get.
Dead or alive.
Ooh, that's good. You know what? I know Hellfire exists, but I think pushing the face damage is still good.
Hey, loser!
Interesting. Several plays. Play the 3 and the 1.
What
Play
to
the
do,
2, ping the 2-1.
what to do.
Or play the 3, trade.
What to do, what to do.
Don't have breeze.
I think trading here is okay to play around Hellfire.
Someone's out on me.
He has got Penflinger, so that's a little annoying.
The courage of man shall not fail.
Sure. That's good.
With every strike, we will strike back harder.
Next turn I might just drop a Sunspot Dragon without the quick draw. Whoa. I guess we are. Is there any other play? My Barrel Sludge, I can play this and trade this away. I don't like it, but I have to do this, I think. No. Wow. It means the Dragonbane shot doesn't do anything. Wow, that's so annoying. That means I can't ping that too.
What to do, what to do.
And I can't go off with this Dragonbane shot. I do 3 plus 2.
I wonder.
I think we just have to look for some new cards. This kind of sucks for us.
If I roll knee.
And what can you do here?
Hey, loser. Wasn't me.
Okay, I think this game's just about lost.
Hey, loser. Wasn't me.
Is there any outs for us? Or are there any outs for us? How much damage does he have? 3, 7, 13, 16. Plus the sludge. You can say 20 damage. Do this, reduces to 17, but still not enough because he has sludge. So I have to kill 2 of the minions. I can do Dragon Bait Sludge shot plus Sludge plus Egwin. He's gonna have 9 on the board. Actually, I can Egwin first, but then I don't get this back. Or it could be Dragonbane shot, Egwin, Dragonbane shot that. I don't think it matters. We're kind of just screwed here. What? I didn't get... Oh, Sludge, I guess. We're not in a good spot here. Can easily just be dead to this board.
This hand ain't big enough for the 2 of us.
And that goes face. That means I'm dead because he has Sludge. I was probably dead. Yeah, it was like very low chance of me winning that. Yeah, just keep these 2. This synergizes with coin and cheap spells like this. So we can play Mantle Shaper on turn 3.
Don't have greaves. Use some sludge.
Tempted to coin out the Spell Slinger, but then my turn 3 play is to do nothing. If I coin out this,
What to do? What to do?
I could also ping to remove that. I think that's better. It sucks hero powering, but there's no turn 3 play for me if I coin that out. Could be a mistake. If I had a 3-drop, I definitely would have just done that. Alright, so that could be the, could be that 4-mana 6/5 guy.
Wanted, dead or alive.
Oh, that's a very good spell. If I had this last game, we would have been in a lot less trouble.
Nobody run from me!
Yeah, that's what he forged, not the 6/8. Yeah, I think we just Flame Geyser, coin Mantle Shaper.
What to do? What to do?
That floats a mana, but I think we're okay with that. We just play the Flame Elemental.
Magic and magma go hand in hand.
So Bloodguard is a very big threat. But if I play Egwin, I can start using its Death Rattle. It's tricky. Bloodguard for the massive threat of buffing our board, or Egwin. I think given the fact that we have 2 minions, we play the Bloodguard.
With every strike, we will strike back harder.
Because this really pressures him to clear these 2 things. And then we're still left with the 4/7. Coil, I think that was kind of expected. Interesting. Does that mean my opponent is planning to Hellfire? So here we just develop the Egwin.
My powers are never
I mean, Hellfire doesn't kill all of our stuff. But so, to prevent him from trading into the here and Hellfiring, I'd probably trade this. I mean, I should always trade this here, just because it buffs my entire board. So I'm missing 3 damage face, but I'm also making a very strong board. Now this is the type of position that I think is very hard for my opponent to come back from. I've got a board full of strong minions and the spell damage stuff that keeps going because next time I draw a minion I get it. I also have Rune of the Archmage and some good removal. Oh, Dark Bomb plus another coil. And that's gonna... yeah, Hellfire. See? I was expecting that. Like, why else would you play an egg? My opponent here is kind of screwed, though. He's about to take 8.
You burn some, you earn some.
This most likely kills both spiders, right? Even if it doesn't really matter. Let's heal that. Oh. It's not good enough.
Thrall! Fear the coming storm.
Shaman.
for it.
I want to keep the Mantle Shaper here because we have coin. So even if I don't get a 2-drop, I coin Spellslinger, and next turn I play Mantle Shaper. And I can also Flame Geyser in between. I think it's a good plan. We just need to pump out very high-statted minions because we know what Shaman is capable of. You saw my last run.
Could you repeat that?
Oh, and this also... well, Mantle Shaper on turn 4 would give us this. But we also have the Flame Geysers, so this is active a lot of the times. Oh, bait and switch. Why don't we just play it? So this gives us a 3-mana 5/5 next turn. Glad I kept it. Okay, so we know our opponent has a Shrimpskavate in hand. I'm gonna ping that, kill it, play the Mantle Shaper. Sounds good. Turn 4, we play the Flame Elemental plus a 3-drop. Turn 5, we drop this guy. So this is close to being active. But against Shaman, I might just need the stats on the board. Hex plus that. Sure. I mean, if you're spending your whole turn clearing my stuff, I don't really mind. Yeah, I'm just playing this. Really sucks we don't get the card draw. Oh, no. Alright. Alright. I forgot I had bait and switch. Time to see the most aggression you'll ever see. Get these stupid minions out of here. It's not good for us. Also not good for us. Okay, we have this to freeze him for at least one turn. Please kill this. Please kill this. I've run into a frustrating amount of holiday shamans. There's nothing to do about them. I do have Viper in my deck, but it's in my deck. Jeez, this is like, yeah. Can't really can't really blame myself for losing a game like this. Do this, rock, ping here, rock, flame this, I think. Or do I ping face so you can't get another minion? Let me start with this. Have to ping that. I could Snow Flurry, but I could save that to go face. This is so frustrating. I'm only at 6 wins. It's not like I'm at like 11 wins.
Do not fear, corruption contained.
Six, 9. Hold on a second. I misplayed this, didn't I? If I'd gone... No. Yes, I misplayed this. If I had gone Molten Rune face,
To do.
I would have lethal this turn.
You can't stop this snowstorm.
Time runs out on me.
That's assuming he didn't have burn. We just gotta go for it. I mean, I don't think we would have won either way. Yeah, because he had Crash of Thunder, so it would have been lethal for him anyways. But I guess I should have tried that. Alright, so this is the arena run. For the rewards, I forgot to show them, but I ended up getting a pack and then 75 gold and 45 gold. So a total of 120. Here were the matches. Honestly, for me, Mage just feels a little bit weak in this game. I had to go really aggressive in a lot of these games because I knew that my opponent could outvalue me in the late game. So I think I played a lot of these games well, just trying to push, put good minions on the board and stuff. As for these losses, there were definitely things I could have done to win the game. For example, in the first loss against Shaman, I decided to play the 2-drop on turn 2 and not float the mana. But it turns out, like when I think about it, my opponent played Living Prairie and ended up, you know, dealing a lot of, putting a lot of low health minions on the board. So having the 7 damage split among all enemies would have been a lot better for me in that situation. So I think the value that you get on by playing Tainted Remnant is worth saving the Snow Flurry Elemental for. The second loss against Warlock, I'm not really sure if I yeah, I'm not really sure if I made so many mistakes in this one. It was kind of difficult to just beat an opponent who had Sow the Seeds on turn 1 and extremely buffed minions that I couldn't target. In that situation, it just is what it is. My opponent just had a lot stronger minions than me. In game 9 against Shaman, I said this while I was playing, but as soon as I had the Fireball in my hand and my opponent was at 14, I was like, oh, I probably should have just went for the lethal. And yeah, that was a big mistake. Because you remember I casted Molten Rune on the 6/5 Elemental. I should have casted that face. And my opponent didn't have lethal on board. Would have had lethal with 3 mana burn, or with 3 damage burn, which we don't know whether or not he would have played. But I should have at least done that because it gives me options to win the game. If I'm just fighting for board control, there's just no way I'm winning that game. So overall, I think fairly solid performance for not such a great deck. In terms of choices, let's see here. I haven't looked at this draft, but one I was thinking about was playing the cryopreservation. Because we only had like 2 or 3 excavate. We only had 2 excavates in the deck, so this ended up not being so useful. I think picking up like one of these 2 other choices may have been better. Just to have something playable. I wasn't expecting to play such an aggressive mage deck, but that's what we ended up doing. Just because, our opponents, yeah, just because I felt like we were on a timer for a lot of those games. Holy Book never got play. Don't think we ever drew it, so it's whatever. In this case, having a second Fireball is actually, I think, a little underrated. I felt like we were putting our opponents very low in the early game, so we can just burn them out in the late game. So I think picking Fireball would have been the right choice here. Instead of thinking of Mage as being like a late game powerhouse where you play Rune of the Archmage and Drakefire Amulet, I maybe should also consider the possibility of playing a very aggressive Mage deck where you just finish off your opponent by playing 2 Fireballs or something like that. That was a consideration. I think I did well enough for what it is, for what it's worth. In this case, And picking up the Archaeologist for pick 2 may have been good, because we know that there are some good secrets like Azurite Vein and Explosive Runes. This also would have been a 2-drop, which we were lacking a little bit in our deck. So just some thoughts. I don't know if anything I said made sense, but let's see. So the game preferred Drakefire Amulet over Flame Lance. I mean, that's fair. That is fair. Well, a lot of the times we were just losing because of really aggressive decks like Shaman and stuff like that. I don't know in what world you pick Future Emissary over Mantle Shaper. I guess Hearth Arena just doesn't understand the context of her deck, because having this guy, if you're going second, means you're playing, at the very worst, a 4-mana 5/5. But since we had very cheap spells, this was often played at 3 mana. Flame Geyser here is an obvious choice because we have the elemental synergy. Suit Spear here is a mistake. And I picked the Panthera because I was worried about card draw. I don't think that was a big issue. I mean, in some of the games we were going very late. And Fireball is just a lot of value. Yeah, just something to consider. I'm not too experienced with Mage in Arena, at least in this meta. I have done some Mage runs a while back, and they're kind of like what you'd expect. You just play a bunch of Firelands portals and stuff like that, and then finish your opponent off with Fireballs and Ice Bolts.